Black History Month is a time to remember important people and events in the history of the African diaspora. Every year in the month of February, events take place all over the United States and Canada to celebrate the contributions of Black people. Interestingly enough, there are other countries around the globe that celebrate Black history in October. Here at the August Wilson African American Cultural Center, we are powered by the cultural gifts of Black folks every day. I am Janice Burley Wilson, President and Chief Executive Officer of the August Wilson African American Cultural Center. Since our center's namesake documented the lives and history of Black people in every decade of the 20th century in his plays, The American Century Cycle, we are honoring the Pittsburgh Black art scene, past, present, and future. Enjoy the discussions and performances that we bring to you in February and throughout the year. To support our work, learn more about what we do at the August Wilson African American Cultural Center website by visiting aacc-awc.org. We wish you peace, health, and happiness.
When I die, don't put me on the front of your t-shirts. See, I need to earn us a parade. I want a release of balloons. I need people stepping out in their best clothes, heels, colognes, and perfumes. I need my name to be a holiday. I mean, Brother Martin worked hard enough to get us a day off. I know I can get us two, and if that don't work, I don't want to be remembered as a person. In the era I die is when women know what their worth is and males aren't insecure about holding their spouse's purses. I also don't want women to worry about when they should put their guard down. And before I die, I need a legit reason to turn up instead of drinking the sorrows away of Breonna Taylor, Leon Ford, and Mike Brown. Before I die, I don't want people to be judged based on their religion, but appreciated, whether or whether not they know God. And on everything I love, my grandkids better never come in my house with the immature insecurity status ever stating, pause. And in the same breath, my son and I will have to get the fair one. If he have on jeans and I can still see his drawers, yeah, we're gonna get it on. Yeah, I'm talking a full out bra with bloodshed and all. See, some call it discipline, others call it child abuse, and I'm not sure about y'all. And that's when I realized the black mind is in too many places and I faced it. We just standing with our backs against the wall like we trying to brace it. You got Cupid as the bartender and we still scared to take the shot, and we saying it's half empty or he probably laced it. This is getting outrageous. And like an eraser on the earring, you can find me in the back. Just keep in mind that we're not racist. We're just black. We're just black.
I guess my first start was in grade school where we did little skits on stage at Madison Elementary School. And you know, we wrote little plays and did little skits, but then there was a big swath of space before I actually got into theater at the age of 30. Mark Clayton Southers, I'm the founder and producing artistic director of the Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater Company. Well, as an actor, I was in South Africa and I ran to August Wilson, and he read some poems that I wrote, and he told me I should consider writing for the stage, and I said, yeah, okay, sure. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. Pittsburgh is populated with a very, very high dose of really great artists. And the reason being is that, you know, when you go to other cities, there's more people, and there's more people to you know, saturate the scene. But in Pittsburgh, a lot of artists, that's why when a lot of artists like August, when they leave the town, they really blow up and do well. Billy Porter, you know, different folks like that. But in Pittsburgh, we're so used to having such great black artists. We have a tradition. It's a city that goes way back where artists used to stop off here. So it's a really rich place for artists to thrive artistically, but not financially. People have to understand that August is a phenom. You know, August Wilson's work is so strong because he dedicated his life to it. You know, he didn't go do a 9 to 5 and come home and write plays in the evening. That was his job, so he dedicated. So his plays are thought out, they're thorough, and that's why they're lasting the test of time. So the influence that August has had on the art scene is that it should make people who are writing plays strive to be their best. August always said, write your best play. You know, if you don't know it, research it, but write what you know. Yeah, that's basically what he did. And I think that affects not just playwrights, but other artists as well, to do your best, to strive for your best. Because when you're gone, that's what's going to speak for you. You know, it's going to be your legacy. it's really liberating to submit yourself to the arts unabandoned without worrying about whether you're gonna be able to feed yourself or your family. It's very liberating to get to that point. And it's a leap of faith that you have to take to get there. But COVID has definitely been a major impact on the arts scene. And I believe that moving forward, 2021, 2022, I think we're going to have different phases. One of the major phases is going to be audiences returning, because it's going to be hard to really do your craft without a live audience sometimes, depending on what genre you're in. So I think it's going to be phases. I think there's going to be a lot of artists that are going to be writing work that deal with COVID, so we're going to have that phase as well. So things have been really animated, and I think it's going to really affect the arts in a major way. You're going to see a lot of pieces that come out of this. Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater Company is producing a virtual season. The first play is Kim Il's play called Ubuntu Holiday, which ran during the Christmas and Kwanzaa time, for 4 weeks. The second play is going to be called Grist to the Mill by Alyssa Brennan. It's a murder ballad turn of the century. And then we move on to Cyril, a play that I wrote about Cyril Wecht, but it also intersects with the George Floyd murder. And we're excited about that. And then the next play after that is going to be a play called Hypersensitive by Pittsburgh's own Vanessa German. It's a love poem for queer girls that she put together, and we're really excited about that. And we're going to close up with V. Bohem's play. It's a dance piece, theater piece, and we're excited about that as well. Montez Freeland is working with her on that piece. So we're excited. We have a lot of fun things coming up. Moving forward into the future, we're thinking about continuing to film our plays and have a catalog so that people can see things, because we're expecting to bring on a lot of national, international viewers. So we want to keep up, our work, because it's local playwrights, we can get permission to show their work. Unlike August Wilson, where we're not going to be able to get permission to show his work, through Samuel French and through the estate, and we're aware of that. But for local playwrights, all we produce is plays from Pittsburgh playwrights. So we're going to build a catalog up, and people can go online. They're going to be free initially, but if people want to go back into our archives and look at something, then they'll pay a small fee, and that fee will actually go to the artist, to the playwright. So it's a way for them to, sustain themselves with their work. I think it's extremely important to support artists, not just during this pandemic, but all the time, because it's really hard to make a living in the arts. It's very hard. A very small percentage of people in Pittsburgh as artists make a living. I would say it's less than 2%, 1%, if that. And most folks usually have to teach, and which jobs are kind of hard to come by. And a lot of artists come up and they don't go through the whole college process and don't have the degrees to actually land these type of jobs, although they've got the street cred and the creativity cred, they can do the work. I myself, that's why I got in so late. I worked in a steel mill. I worked at the Pittsburgh Courier as a photographer for 12 years. I worked in a steel mill for 19 and a half years. And I was able to make investments to get me in a position where I could leave those 9-to-5 jobs. I think we're at a really great, interesting time in history because of the Black Lives Matter and the things that have been happening across the country. The George Floyd, that 8 minutes, that was very instrumental in waking America up and letting people focus so that all these cries we've had out before are now coming in unfiltered. So, the arts are important so people will remember these things, A good friend of mine once reminded me that Paul Robeson's quote that the artists are the gatekeepers of humanity. And I agree. It's something to really think about, because we have to remind people of this world that's around us, all the beauty, all the flaws, and that's a lot of things that are really stand out in August Wilson's plays. And that's why they're doing his plays all over the world. People are doing his plays because it's about the common man and things that affect us all. And I think we really have to depend on artists to remind us of how beautiful this world can be.
Good evening. On behalf of the August Wilson African American Cultural Center, thank you for joining us for Pittsburgh's Black art scene, past, present, and future, our special programming and celebration of Black history. We hope you enjoyed tonight's program. Your donations play a critical role in allowing us to provide programs such as this to the community. To learn more how to support our programs or to donate, please visit our website at aacc-awc.org/support. Once more, thank you for staying with us, and until we meet again, stay safe.